Wrinkle-friendly makeup for mature skin. This is going to be a Venetian Rose look. Hi, I'm Laura Ray. One of my all-time favorite shades is Venetian Rose. Venetian Rose is a mid-tone pink with some gray added to it to give it a very vintage look. I've always loved this shade. I've loved it in a purse, in clothing, in makeup. It is an all-time favorite. Recently, I saw that M Cosmetics, which is a brand I had never tried before, has a line of Venetian Rose makeup as far as a blush, an eyeshadow, and a lipstick. So I thought we would do a look combining those products with other products I've been using recently that I feel are so wrinkle-friendly. I have fine lines. I'm 59, and just like all of you, I have lines, I have discoloration. So I thought it would be fun to put some of the products that I've been using together with these from M Cosmetics that I purchased, and let's do a Venetian Rose look. I already have my sunscreen on right now, the Alana Mitchell that I've talked about so many times, and it's a tinted sunscreen. And I'm going to go ahead and do my lips first with the M Cosmetics, the lipstick that I bought. Now, this has a look a lot like the Tarte Maracuja, but I actually ended up liking this a lot better. It wasn't as gloopy. It's very hydrating, very moisturizing. I've worn this for several days. This was the first M Cosmetics product I bought, which sold me on wanting the other products. So first, let's start off lining the lips. And I'm using Pink Lady from BK Beauty. Such a gorgeous shade, and it matches perfectly with this lipstick. I've been wearing this combination. I'm going to start on the outer portion of the lips and bring it up, and the same with the bottom lip. These liners are so affordable. They're about the price of a drugstore liner. So smooth. Look how they glide on my lips. Now for longevity, I like to fill in the whole lip. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today because this is so pigmented, the lipstick, that I feel you will still see the shade of the lipstick. I love these liners because they're not drying. A lot of times I'll just wear a liner and put a little gloss on top. So there's Pink Lady from BK Beauty. Now let's go on with Vintage Rose from M Cosmetics. This is sort of, like I said, a hybrid between a gloss and a lipstick and a balm. Wow. What I love about this is the beautiful shine that it gives. It keeps my lips very moisturized during the day. I definitely feel out of the different products I've tried that are like this, this is my absolute favorite. What I like too is when I wore this, it did not get in the fine lines and wrinkles around my mouth. And I feel that the BK Beauty liner is one of the main reasons, because it acts like a barrier to sort of stop any lipstick from moving around. But I love this combination. Let's go ahead and put on some primer. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless. I am loving this. It is definitely wrinkle friendly. I feel like it fills in the pores that I have here. I've always had enlarged pores right here in the cheek area. So I like to fill in with a primer to sort of smooth all that out. It makes the makeup go on so much better. And I like that this primer works around fine lines too. So I'm going to smile a little bit, see what I mean here. And I'm just going to sort of go in the crow's feet, around the eyes, just like that. I earned those lines. That's from a lot of smiling. That's a good thing. On my forehead, what I like to do is sort of stretch it out. and go into any lines that I have. So I don't apply this everywhere, all over the face. I know some people like to put their primer everywhere, but I feel like a thin layer of product on my face works the best for lines and wrinkles. So there we go. That's about as much primer as I usually apply, except I will also get the chin. I have a little bit of enlarged pores there too. And you can put a little bit of primer around the mouth. That will help with those lip lines. I also like to get primer in here. The makeup will wear away a little bit there around the nose during the day. So that's also helpful. Okay, I think we're done with the primer. I'm going to let that dry a little bit while we apply some brow product. I have the brand new Maybelline Tattoo Studio. I love this. I would just caution you to really wipe the brush off good before you use it. The first time I put it on, I did not do that, and I got a big blob. So I like to take the brush and just really get as much product off as I can. You could even take a paper towel like this and sort of roll it on there just to make sure you're not going to get a huge amount. And I do start up front with this because I figure if there's a larger amount, there's more hair in that area for it to grab onto. What I like about this is how long lasting it is. I'll list my shade in the description of the video. They do not have the shade marked on the packaging. Probably because it's so tiny. They didn't have room for it. I love this. Now, when I do my brows, I've talked about this before, I'll go the opposite way. I'll go down, I'll go up, just so I'm hitting the hair on all sides. It makes them look much more natural and full. You can see how I'm just really building that brow. It's getting thicker and thicker by just moving it in different directions and getting product. Plus, sometimes you'll miss hairs if you just brush flat across. So I've learned through trial and error that layering this kind of product and starting off really light with it is the way to go, especially on the ends of the brow. This has really thickened up my brows, but they look like they're my brows. They still have the shape of my brows. I've always had this shape. I didn't overpluck too much, I don't think. It's just the way the hair grows. All right, so there's the brows, and I'll brush them out in a little bit with a spoolie, but I like to let the product dry really well before I do that. Let's go in now with the e.l.f. primer, $4. I love this. It really is a great primer if you have wrinkles on your lids. If you have wrinkles, you don't want to be applying something too thick. This is super thin. It doesn't fully cover a lot of discoloration, so if you have that, I would recommend the Sourmet or like a MAC Painterly or MAC Ochre. Those two shades I've used. I don't have a lot of discoloration on the lids, so the little bit of tint that I'm putting on here is, I feel, is enough. And I'm going to be going in the inner corner with concealer anyway, so that will cover the darkness that I have is mostly here. So I'm going to do that with a brightener and concealer. Let's go ahead and try our palette, Venetian Rose. Oh my gosh, these are my all-time favorite type of shades. I've had other makeup in these shades. I will try to find some dupes for this palette and for the blush, but so far I don't have any. I'm going to start off very light with the lightest matte shade. You have, let's see, 3 shimmers and 3 mattes. And I'm going in with the Angie Hot and Flashy 504. This is that really tiny brush that is great for the crease. Wow. That is a lot of pigment. Incredible. I'm going to take the 501 Angie brush and just sort of blend the edges here a little bit and pull it onto the lid. Wow, I love how it did not get patchy. This looks really smooth, like a very smooth formula. Let's start with this soft Venetian Rose. This shade actually is called Honeymoon. And I'm just going right on the lid with that, patting it in. And we'll blend it out. I'm going to take Angie's 502 and just blend over the eye. What a beautiful shade. These shades work nicely together. Let's go in on the other eye, do the same thing, and then I'm going to add a little sparkle to it. Even though I love this shade, I don't think I have anything exactly like this in my collection. Okay, I really like that so far, just with those two shades, but let's go in with some of the sparkle. Let's try Always. This is a Venetian Rose, like a light shade with sparkle. Oh, that looks beautiful. Now, I like to take Angie's flat brush that I just used for sparkles. So I'm going to clean that off and let's blend that. I love this brush because I can get way back in my eye, which goes very far back. My eyes really recede back quite a bit. Wow, so pretty. Let's take a look so far. And what I'm going to do to sort of pull this area in, because it looks very white there, very light, I'm going into the lighter shade just very softly, and I'm going to just pull this up a little bit, just sort of bronze it up. I think that sort of pulled things together. Now, I would say this is very wrinkle-friendly. It looks pretty smooth on the eyes. I need to do a little more blending. I left my beautiful big blending brush of Angie's that I love in my bathroom. So I'm going to use this one, the 502, and just sort of go over the lid and blend a little bit better. I'm just gently holding the side of my eye. I think everything's well blended now. They have other sparkle shades in here. There's the deeper shade, and this one, let's take a look at this. This almost looks a little silver, so let's put a little of that along the lash line. I think that would be pretty. We often think of a halo eye, of putting the shimmer right in the middle, or at least I do, but you can also think horizontally and apply some shimmer, especially if you don't want a lot of shimmer, but you just want a little something, right along the lash line like you would apply liner. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go right across the lash line just to add a little more pizzazz. I love these shadows. They're so beautiful. I can't wait to try more looks with them. Now I am back to glimmer sticks from Avon. I love these liners. I bought them so much in the 90s. Well, the shade that I love probably the most is Majestic Plum. And I thought that would work great with Venetian Rose. So I'm going to line my eyes today with that. These are so smooth. If you want to talk about wrinkle-friendly makeup, these glide across the eye. Oh my gosh. And I've been wearing them the past couple of weeks and they don't budge. At night when I go to take off my makeup, the glimmer stick's still there. I bought 4 shades off of Amazon and I am just so pleased with them. Let's take that liner on the bottom third of the eye. I often do that. And then I connect it with right in the middle where the eye connects. I connect the 2 lines. Then I like to take Angie's flat brush and blend all of it and smoke it out. You can create a nice smoky eye look while the product's still able to move before it dries down. When I apply my liner, I really don't like a harsh line anymore. Often I'll use powder, but powder won't always last on its own. So you could always even put this liner and put powder on top to soften the look. You could just use powder. Let's prime the lashes with Maybelline Sky High Primer. I use this no matter what mascara I'm using because I just think it's amazing. It gives my lashes more length, more fullness, just makes them a lot more noticeable. Wow, I am loving this eye look. Let's go in with a different mascara, the Maybelline Lash Sensational. This is a longtime favorite of mine. I like that it has a smaller brush. Not everybody can use these huge brushes. I know that I do a lot better with a smaller brush than a large one. And sometimes as we age, I know that my eyes have a smaller look than when I was younger. My eye space just looked different. And so now I find that mascara is a little more challenging to put on, and that some of the brushes that they offer are just too big. This shade reminds me a lot of Pillow Talk, so I can't wait to compare the two to see how they look side by side. But this offers so many more things. I know my Pillow Talk palette from Charlotte Tilbury has 4 shades. This has 6. You've got 3 mattes, 3 shimmers. I really love it. I think it's perfect for mature skin. Now let's start and put on my foundation. I just want something very light. I'm already sort of happy with the way my skin looks. I see some discoloration here along the cheekbones, but I don't want to mess up my makeup and not use something wrinkle-friendly that's going to look very cakey looking. So I'm going in with Neutrogena. There's sensitive skin serum foundation. It is like a serum. I've shown it before. I use this on a regular basis, and it's very runny, very thin. And what I like to do is just go in where I feel I need it. Now, I really want to get a deeper shade of this. I've gotten a little bit of color this summer just from exercising outdoors. Even though I always have my sunscreen on, I just darken up a little bit. So I think I could go up on this. I'm in the shade 02, light medium. And it was working great for me in the winter months when my skin was just a tad bit lighter. So I just take my Stands Out sponge. By the way, this is dry right now. I get that question a lot, so I wanted to mention that. When you buy a Stands Out sponge, you wet it the first couple of uses, and then after that, you use it completely dry. And that's what I love. It used to be such a hassle wetting a sponge before I did the makeup and then getting the right amount of water. Sometimes I would get a little too much, sometimes not enough. So I love that. I also love it for travel because if you're going somewhere, you don't have a wet sponge in your makeup bag. So I really love that about this sponge. So I think that little bit that I had on the back of my hand has given me enough coverage. And I'll be using bronzer here too. And that also is a way of covering up some of your discoloration. If you use a bronzer, that works great. I'll be using the L'Oreal Infallible. If you haven't seen my video about L'Oreal, I go through a lot of the products that I've used that I just think are really high quality products. I can't be without a bronzer anymore. Let me know if you use bronzer every day. I didn't used to, and then I just realized as I've gotten older that it just really gives me a much healthier look. I'm not in the sun that often. I'll go on walks, but I don't go outside to get sun. I get quite a bit of sun just walking around, going in the stores, those kind of things. The bronzer really, I think, made my skin look so much more healthy, vibrant. I love it. I think bronzer is really important for mature skin and is often overlooked. Now the moment I've been waiting for, the Venetian Rose blush. This looks so gorgeous. Watch this. Oh my gosh. This is definitely my jam. I'm using, by the way, the BK Beauty 104. This is such a beautiful, soft, fluffy brush, and I'm just sort of patting the blush in. I'm going to take a little of this and just put it here and maybe pop it where I put the bronzer. What a gorgeous blush. You could even bring it into this area here a little. I'm just softly putting that. I barely have any product left. Wow. I think this is perfect for mature skin. Look at the nice luminosity that it has. I don't like glitter in my products, but I want luminosity in the cheeks. So I think this blush is very mature and wrinkle friendly. I want to brighten up this part of my eye. So I'll use my Catrice eye brightener and I'm just going to place it here. That's going to be enough product. And I'm using Angie's 506, the little paw brush, and I will just bring this across the under eye just to brighten me up a little bit. I look a little dark under there. What I like about this Catrice is it doesn't get my wrinkles. A lot of these kind of products do, but especially applying it with this brush or my Delium brush that I have that's a little smaller. Both of those work really well in this under eye area to get the product thin enough where it's not getting in my lines. Let's use a little concealer. I see around my nose here that I need some, so I'm using the number 7. This is their Hydra Luminous, very affordable, great formula. And let's just, it has a little sponge applicator on it, but I'm going to just put it on my finger, put it around the nose here. I love the Neutrogena. It's a little thin for those areas, so I feel I need to use concealer. So you might be the same way if you have any discoloration that's a little strong. You might need to go in with a concealer. And I like to put it around my nose too. I have some natural redness. There's more, I'm sure, broken veins on my nose. So it creates sort of a redder nose. So I like to neutralize that with a little bit of concealer. We can also take this brush and bronze up the nose a little bit because now my nose looks a little lighter. So I'm going to put a little bronzer on this brush and just go down the nose. That'll conceal some of this too if I put a little bronzer there and maybe go this direction across the nose, sort of like I've been out in the sun. I'm going to take down the shine with my Stands Out sponge and my Mally. This is the Poreless Face Defender, and again, you just pat and tap. You don't want to swipe across it or swipe across on your face. I love this too for the under eye. With powder just cakes up in my under eyes, so I find that something like this product works so much better for keeping things in place, taking the shine down. There we go. What do you think of Venetian Rose? Would you wear these shades? I think they look beautiful on everyone. I think all of you would look gorgeous. When I think of different hair colors that this would work with, I think it would lend itself great to gray hair because of the gray in the product. I think this would be perfect for someone that has gray hair. Then I think of someone with brown hair, brown eyes. This would just look gorgeous. Now my eyes are hazel, and I think this shade actually really brings out the green. And then blue eyes, I can just see the shade looking amazing on really every color of eye. Green, brown, blue, hazel like mine. So I think this is just a shade that would work beautifully on all of you. And that's why I wanted to do this look today, because I thought it was something that everyone could enjoy. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to hear more about makeup that is wrinkle friendly and great for us over 50 women, then leave a like, send me a heart. Let me know in the comments which of these products was your favorite. That'll really help me as I go further making videos. I always read every comment and I appreciate your feedback so much. Remember, all of the products are linked in the description of the video. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I appreciate all of you more than you know. I love you so much, and I will see you soon.